Hey everyone, welcome to today's Helpful Hoodger. Today I'm going to show you the cheats way to do a bow. There are plenty of videos showing how to do a fork bow. I just cut down the steps a little because there was too much of going around the fork and round the fork and up and down. So this way is slightly easier, and certainly everybody that comes to classes seems to enjoy doing it this way. You need a fork. One that's got straight edges preferably. It means that the ribbon doesn't fall off and slip off. You leave your ribbon on the reel. This helps save some ribbon. Cross over the fork with the ribbon, wrap it round and cross over the front again. Then you have a piece that's underneath, this tail that's underneath. You're going to bring it forward and up through the middle and pull tight. And then with this gap here, at the bottom in the middle, you're going to thread your ribbon back through here. At this point, you need to make sure that you pull very tightly, and then you just tie a regular knot. You don't need to do a double knot, but you do need to make sure that it's very, very tight. So pull it tight like this. At this point, you can trim off the long tail to whichever length that you want, and when you slip the bow off, you have a perfect little bow. You just trim the tails to the length that you need. So in this case, I'm going to trim it to here, and that's the only waist that you have. You can use the fork bow technique for baker's twine. So I have a little, I don't know if you can see that here, a little bow that's made exactly the same way with the baker's twine. So you can make a larger bow, and this bow is made using a spatula that I've just cut the top off to make into the shape of a fork. To make this bow, I'll show you how to use the spatula. So again, leave your ribbon on the reel, go across the spatula and around the back and across over at the front again. And then take the tail that's underneath, this one goes underneath, up and forward and over and back, and then back through this gap in the middle at the bottom. And then at this point you just tie that regular up and over knot, but you have to do it really tight, remember. There you go. And I'm going to trim the tail. And I'm going to trim this tail off here. So that's all the waist that I have. And slide off of the spatula. And you have a perfect bow. There you go. So I'm going to show you a cheats way to attach, once you've made the bow, to attach to a card. I always tend to do my cards in layers so that I can do a cheats way. So on this card, what I've done is I've taken my silver 1/8 ribbon and I've tied a knot in it, and then I attached it to the back of the card layer, and then I attach that layer to the card base. So that way when anyone opens the card, they can't see the ribbon on the inside. Then what I do is take my fork and I make a fork bow. So we're going round, across the one that's underneath, up through the middle, and then back through this gap in the bottom again. This one's a little bit more fiddly because it's such a small piece of ribbon. There we go. And then tie that regular up and over knot again, but really, really tight, and then trim. This time I'm going to trim them both at the same time. It just makes it easier to get them both the same length. This is all the scrap that I have. I'm going to slide my bow off, and then I take a glue dot, I attach it, the glue dot, and then attach that to the card. So it looks like the bow has been tied on the card, but in fact I've done it a much easier way. So this is the box that I made with the gift box punch board, and this stamp set is the Flurry of Wishes stamp set and the Snow Flurry punch. These both match, and when you buy them together as a bundle you can save 15%. Then I added these little snowflakes on the end. This double bow is the same way as making a single bow. You use the spatula, but instead of going across once, you go across twice and then tie your knot, and that's how you make the double bow. So there you have the box and the matching card. Hope that helped you make some nice bows.